What is going on, ADA Nation? Welcome back to Dapp Central. My name is Fareed, and in today's video, I've got some exciting news as well as updates surrounding the Cardano ecosystem. So first things first, we're going to talk about Cardano NFTs and the fact that they're currently undergoing a bear market. Following that, I want to talk to you guys about two protocols here within Cardano that have officially open sourced all of their smart contract code. Following that, I want to talk to you guys about a brand new NFT staking project called InfinityPools, which has officially launched their website. And then in closing of today's video, we're going to talk about Aneta BTC and some wallet upgrades coming to Cardano. As always, if it's your first time stopping by, my goal here is to provide you guys in the community with the latest news, tutorials, and reviews. I'm also a single stake pool operator operating the official Dapp Central stake pool, which is going to be stake pool ticker DAPP. If you want to support me on my mission to educate the broader Cardano community, then consider delegating with the stake pool. Jumping into my very first topic here for today, I want to talk to you guys about some of the recent mints when it comes to NFTs on Cardano. So as you guys can see here, and shout out to Goofy Crisp for posting this chart here. But on the left-hand side, we've got some of the most recently minted projects on Cardano over the course of the last 3 months. That includes the Bored Ape Cardano Club, which had quite a lot of FUD surrounding the mint, given that they were a quote-unquote derivative from Ethereum of the Bored Ape Yacht Club. We also had the ADA Inmates, the Goofy Gophers Mining Club, Her Monsters, Alley Cats, Goombulls, Magic Kongs, Citizens of the Ape Society, Stag Alliance, and the Frog Collective. Now, there's going to be 3 columns here that I really want to focus on. Number 1 is going to be the mint price up here. Number 2 is going to be the current floor price. And then number 3 will be the current market cap gain / loss. And then actually a 4th one here, the ROI or return on investment since the mint. So we can see that over the course of the last 3 months, we've had mints varying from a 49 ADA mint all the way to the highest one being about 379 ADA. And so right now, that's anywhere between $10 to $15, I believe, to anywhere around about $100 or so, given the current price of Cardano. So somewhat affordable depending on which collection you're looking at. But if we move over into the next column here that I want to highlight, which is going to be the current floor price, you guys will actually note that a lot of these are actually underwater when it comes to the recent price action or the current floor price. So we have the Bored Ape Cardano Club, which I think got the most FUD here, again, surrounding the fact that they were a derivative or a copy of the Bored Ape Yacht Club on Ethereum. However, they are one of the few that is actually up right now over the course of the last 3 months. Number 2, we have ADA Inmates, which is also up. And then number 3, the Goofy Gophers Mining Club, which is also up as a part of the last 3 months. In closing, we have Her Monsters, which is barely up here over the course of the last 3 months. And then everything else below that is currently underwater. Now, they're all varying here when it comes to how underwater they are. But nonetheless, there's no ADA to be made with Alley Cats, Goombulls, Magic Kongs, Citizens of the Ape Society, Stag Alliance, and the Frog Collective. Now, what does this actually mean for the greater Cardano community? Well, if I jump over here, let me actually open up a brand new tab. I'm going to jump over into OpenCNFT.io. And what I want to take a look at is going to be the recent trading activity here when we're looking at the entire market. Unfortunately, when it comes to CNFTs, there's been little to no liquidity over the course of the last 2 months. Now, this begs the question, are we in a bear market when it comes to CNFTs? I personally think so, but this is also an opportunity to pick up NFTs if this is something that you're interested in. Now, make sure that you're looking at things that have a lot of utility, a lot of growth, and a solid team. I don't think that right now is the time to be picking up PFPs or anything that may just be for art purposes. Again, if you're in this to make profit and to make additional ADA, you have to do your own research. And a lot of these projects, given that they're NFTs, they're able to really launch without a lot of the infrastructure and the support that some of these bigger protocols within the DeFi or the DEX space actually have to have. So keep that in mind. There's going to be a lot more CNFT projects being built right now on Cardano than there will be, for example, of DEXs or compared to DeFi. Again, I think it's because of the low barrier to entry, but that also allows for more people who are not as qualified, and I'm not fudding the space here, but I'm just being realistic, that are then able to get into the market that shouldn't necessarily have the ability to do that, given the fact that they may not have the experience, the funding, or the team to actually support a project all of the way. So just keep that in mind there. Now, if I jump back over here, we did see similar activity leading up to CNFTCon. So right up until CNFTCon, we actually hit an all-time high when it came to NFT activity. Now, this was obviously due to the event. There was a lot of projects that showed up there. The community was really fired up attending that event, and there was just a lot of networking going on. So since then, we've kind of fallen back to the prior levels that we were at around August all the way through September of 2022. Now, again, I don't think that this is going to be the end of the market. However, right now, there are a lot of projects that are really, really feeling this pain. So if I jump back over here and let me get myself on the screen, what I want to highlight is going to be the fact that a lot of these projects, again, are now going to be underwater since their initial mint. So looking at Alley Cats, they're going to be negative 37% when it comes to ROI if you minted a part of this collection. Goombles almost down 50%. Magic Kongs, which just minted no more than, even a month ago, and they're down 50%. We have Citizens of the Ape Society, which I personally thought was going to be an extremely positive mint, given all of the recent activity that we've seen within the Ape Society. But even their main collection is going to be down over the course of the last 30 days from anywhere about 10,000 ADA for the floor price all the way down to about 5,700 ADA now for the floor price. So they're going to be down 60% on the recent mint. And then we have Stag Alliance down 62%. And then the Frog Collective down almost 75%. So again, stark reminder here, be careful if you're going to be minting NFTs right now, and make sure that you're putting your ADA somewhere where you really believe that the team is going to be able to deliver long-term, and somewhere where you're going to be comfortable being able to pass through these negative ROIs. Now, I'm not saying that all these projects here are going to go to zero, but you have to have enough conviction to be able to really hold them all throughout this entire bear market. I don't think it's the end of NFTs, but I do think that this is going to be a rough spot for the NFT space, and that they will eventually make it through. It's just that right now there's not as many eyes on NFTs as there were last year. That's going to be the first topic or the first story that I wanted to chat about there. Now, I also want to add, right, we've seen DeFi do the exact opposite. So as we've seen the NFT space really kind of fall over the course of the last few months, we've seen DeFi really begin to kick off. So I have to highlight AADA Finance. They went from a TVL of about $220,000 and all the way up to now $3 million. That's more than a 10x over the course of the last 5 to 6 months. Now, they were one of the first DeFi lending and borrowing protocols launching on Cardano, and I think that they're finally getting the well-deserved recognition. Now, they're going to be switching over to peer-to-pool, and I just released a video earlier today talking about their Oracle and their new fee structure. If you guys want to find out more about AADA Finance, then make sure to check out that particular video. Now, on the same tune here, if we take a look at Indigo, they're going to be a synthetics platform that launched in late November. And since then, as you guys can see, their DeFi protocol is up and to the right when it comes to TVL. So they first started off with about $6 million in terms of TVL right around the Thanksgiving time. And they're now over $31 million. So again, you're about a 6x when it comes to their particular TVL on the protocol. Now, they've just gone open source, and we're going to talk about that here in just a minute as well. Third, and this trend just continues to go. I just literally picked these three here because I felt like they were the most relatable. We have JED. We saw JED, which is going to be a over-collateralized and algorithmic stablecoin, launch on February 1st. And they had a TVL, or total value locked, of about $10 million. Since then, that has increased to now over $16 million. So an additional $6 million coming into JED. So my point here is that a lot of the TVL coming into DeFi may actually be from CNFTs. We've seen a lot of whale wallets beginning to kind of sell off their NFTs. And again, there's no hardcore evidence here, but this is just my personal take that we're now seeing a shift from NFTs over into DeFi. Now, why could this be? Well, We didn't really have DeFi last year on Cardano. We now do have DeFi, and last year we had NFTs. And so I felt like there was really only one place for the liquidity to go. It was either on a DEX with yield farming or within the NFT space. And now that there's a third option, right, where you can still earn on DEXs, you can still purchase NFTs, but you can now actually do DeFi, right? So you can now provide liquidity to protocols in order to earn passive income, which I think is now attracting a lot of that liquidity. So again here, let me just wrap this section up. My take is that the NFT market will still continue to grow, but this is just not the current time. Just like we see bear markets for fungible tokens, it now appears to be the bear market for NFT. So invest wisely there, but that is going to be my first topic for today's video. Now, jumping into the second topic here for today's Cardano Scoop, I want to talk to you guys about the fact that the Indigo protocol, as well as the Meld Labs team, have both officially open sourced all of their smart contract code on Cardano. So right now I'm showing you guys the official GitHub repository for the Indigo smart contracts. Now, they have actually announced that as a part of their release of their open source smart contracts, that they will be implementing a 2-year commercial license that prevents anybody from actually using their software for commercial purposes. Now, after that 2 years, I believe that you will be able to do so. And this is just to make sure that they keep their market share and their market advantage. The last thing that a team like this wants is for somebody to pick up all of their code, fork it, and launch their own version of Indigo with a separate name, basically riding all of their hard work and all of the momentum that they've been putting together over the course of the last year. Similarly, we saw Meld do the same exact thing. Now, I'm not sure if Meld also has a license in place to also ensure that nobody's able to take and fork their code immediately, but that will occur nonetheless. Whether it's now or whether it's 2 years from now, there will be additional versions of protocols that basically utilize the infrastructure or the open source parts that have not been released by Indigo and Meld. Now, this is extremely bullish given the fact that Indigo is actually going to be the first platform on mainnet to go open source on Cardano. So hopefully other projects start to really see this and also follow suit. Again, this is going to be the Meld software code base here that we're looking at, which has also gone open source. As I mentioned before, and I actually released a fully dedicated video on this earlier, Meld has been facing a ton of FUD, and the fact that they're now releasing this really shows the community that they're invested in Cardano. There's been a lot of questions whether or not they were going to be focusing and launching on Avalanche first, but this has been proven now that they are building for Cardano with their smart contracts and architecture systems being released to the general public. So I urge you guys to go ahead and take a look here. I'm not a developer, but it is reassuring to see that, you can see the Haskell smart contracts and you can see that everything really is being done thoroughly. And hopefully we can get some insights here from developers as to the quality of the open source code that has been released by both of these teams. But nonetheless, big congratulations. I wanted to highlight the fact that we are moving in the right direction here with open sourcing code. Now, we've also seen the Plutus application backend from the Genius Yield team also become open source. And there's been a few other platforms, right, which I believe Icon will also be open source. I'll have to double check that. But to see that the growing ecosystem is really starting to come together and offer these tools without any hassle, right, to the community, and also being transparent, I think is key. Not only does it help to reassure the community in actually seeing and being transparent, but it also allows for them to give feedback and potentially fill gaps where some of these projects may have overlooked things in their development. So that's going to be the second story there for today's Cardano Scoop. Now, the third topic I want to talk about as a part of today's Cardano Scoop is going to be surrounding a brand new on-chain staking protocol being launched on Cardano. So that is going to be InfinityPools. As it states here on their official website, they're going to be a secure on-chain token staking protocol being built for NFT and DeFi projects. Now, they just released their website, and if you guys are not already following them on Twitter, I recommend you guys go ahead and do so. As it states, they're going to be on-chain, which means that everything that they're doing when it comes to staking will be verifiable using the Cardano blockchain. On top of that, they're going to have a no-hassle onboarding process, bringing brand new projects into their ecosystem and allowing them, to engage with their communities with little to no hassle. On top of that, they're going to be using audited smart contracts. So as it states here on their website, you can connect your favorite Cardano wallet, stake an NFT of your choice, and begin earning rewards while you stake. Now, scrolling down a little bit further, I want to touch on 6 key features or benefits coming to projects launching on this platform. So number 1 is going to be utility, given the fact that people will now be able, or projects will now be able to leverage InfinityPools in order to provide new benefits and reward systems for their community. Number 2 is going to be onboarding, which is going to be a hassle-free process. And as I mentioned before, they're going to be providing a staking portal as well as a customizable dashboard to their onboarded projects. Number 3 is going to be price stability, given the fact that when assets are going to be staked on chain, they're going to be off the market, therefore rising the floor price and providing stability, given the fact that people will not be able to sell those assets while they're currently locked up in staking. Number 4 is going to be regulations. And so if the teams that are going to be leveraging this platform have any questions or concerns surrounding regulations, they can leverage InfinityPools to actually manage all of that for them. Number 5 is going to be marketing. And so as a member of the InfinityPools platform, you'll get assistance with marketing and engagement, with your community. And then very lastly, you'll be able to actually engage with your community by allowing them to take place or allowing them to take part of governance of whatever platform or NFT project that you're launching. Now, scrolling down a little bit further, I want to touch on the team behind the actual protocol. And so we have Vivek, who's going to be a member of the VoteAir platform, which is going to be a on-chain voting protocol. We've got Sean from the Jira Wallet team. We've got Mike also from VoteAir. We've also got Nervous Circuit, or Jason, followed by Chris, who's going to be head of security, myself, who's going to be head of marketing. And then we've also got Eugenie, who's going to be a software developer, Vanya, and Sharif. Again, give these guys a follow and a like on Twitter. They're going to be a platform building on Cardano. That is going to wrap it up there for updates when it comes to InfinityPools. Next, I want to talk to you guys about Aneta BTC and the fact that we now have a demo that has just been released by the team surrounding their upcoming testnet on April 20th. So let me just go ahead and share my screen with you guys one more time, and I'm going to go ahead and play this video and just kind of quickly narrate as they're actually performing their demo. So what we have here is going to be the CNETA, or the Aneta BTC user interface. We've got a Nami wallet with a little bit of Bitcoin there, and they've now connected to the protocol. Now they're going to send themselves a little bit of Bitcoin, and so they're going to open up their Bitcoin wallet here, and they're going to copy the address that they want to send to, the amount that they want to send, and then there in the message, they're going to provide their Cardano wallet address. Now they've sent their transaction, and they're going to go over into their protocol here, and they're going to confirm that they actually want to send this BTC, and they're now going to review their network tab, and we should see the Bitcoin transaction pop up, which there it is, and they're now viewing it on Cardano scan to confirm that it actually is taking place on Cardano. That's the amount that they've sent from their Bitcoin wallet there, and they're now going to reopen their Nami wallet, where we can now see an updated balance for CBTC. So exciting news there. I hope I did a good job there narrating. That was quite a bit to keep up with, but I tried to do my best. Now, if I move over here, they've also got an announcement surrounding the fact that they're now going to be integrating the Lace wallet. Lace was just released by IOG here no more than 3 to 4 days ago, and I had a video covering that as well if you guys want to find out more about that. But that's going to be a light wallet being built by IOG. And so as a part of the first day of the launch of the testnet, we will be seeing integration support for the Lace wallet. So the Aneta BTC team is not playing around. They're ready to launch on Cardano and bring a ton of liquidity to the platform. As they release, as I mentioned before, I'm going to do my best to keep you guys updated with additional tutorials and reviews as a part of my Cardano Scoop updates. Now, the last story I want to touch on here as a part of today's Cardano Scoop is going to be surrounding some wallet upgrade features. So the first one is going to be surrounding the Jira wallet and the fact that they now have a brand new multi-asset sending feature, as well as support for Portuguese and Swahili. Now, the language updates are great, but the key feature here, I think, is going to be the multi-asset sending. So I'm going to quickly roll this video as well. And this is just basically going to show that you can now send fungible tokens as well as NFTs all in a single transaction. So they're now selecting ADA, Jiro, Noom, and Husky. And they're also going to go ahead and select some NFT collectibles here. We've got some of their stag NFTs, and they're going to be able to send that all in a single transaction. Now, we do have other wallets already on Cardano that do support this feature, but it's always good to see existing wallets get upgrades just like this. Now, the last upgrade I want to talk about for today's video is going to be surrounding the fact that a minor update here surrounding password changing has now been added to the Nami wallet. So it reads here from Brave Dogs, what a pleasure it is to announce that our first contribution to Nami wallet is now complete. The change password feature has been released in version 3.4.6. Now, I'm surprised that they didn't have this already before, but Nami Wallet's going to be one of the most user-friendly wallets right now on Cardano, developed by Alessandro. And so as you guys can see in this particular screenshot, you can now quickly change your password directly from within the wallet. If you don't know when this password is being used, it's actually when you make any transaction or when you connect to any Dapp. So a pretty simple feature here, but I wanted to highlight it nonetheless, given the fact that we just talked about the Jira wallet also adopting a brand new feature. That is going to bring us to a close here for today's Cardano Scoop. I hope you guys found it to be useful, in which we've talked about the Cardano NFT market scene, which has seen a lot of liquidity exit out, and we've seen a lot of liquidity flow into DeFi being built on Cardano. We also briefly touched on Indigo and Meld open sourcing all of their smart contracts for Cardano, as well as a recent release of their website for the InfinityPools protocol. In closing, we talked about Aneta BTC, which will be launching on their testnet here on April 20th. And then we just wrapped up by talking about some wallet upgrades coming to Jira Wallet, as well as the Nami wallet. If you guys found today's Cardano Scoop to be helpful, insightful in any way, shape, or form, I would really appreciate it if you guys could tap that like button. If it's your first time stopping by and you want more content just like this, consider subscribing. And if you have any questions for me about any of the topics we talked about today or Cardano in general, then make sure to leave a comment down below. That said, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video.